As soon as it hit the FB, live.
Baby, what's going on? It's your boy Kobe Rise Academy. You dig? We got my man
Thing.
Showtime in the building. Yes, sir. Black Ice Calisthenics, Mr. Black Ice Therapy Man himself. And we back at it again with another episode.
You know how we do.
Man, that man Showtime came in here looking fresh, dog. We ain't gonna let that slide through. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Hey, that jacket go hard, dog. I gotta go. I was actually talking to one of my friends about getting like another suit, and I was like, man, this sport coat season right here, big facts.
Yeah, you already know it's getting cooler.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we got those physiques, those well kept physiques. You know, throw it on there. You already know what time it is. Yes, sir. Just for success.
That's big time, man. Shoot, it's suit season right now. Yeah, it's suit season. Get your sweaters. It's also turtleneck season. You dig? You know, I know my fellas up there with the with the blazer on, with the turtleneck on. You know, with the brunch boots. I know how it go.
Yeah, you already know. You already know.
I might be out there with them. For sure, man. So what's been new, man?
Oh man. Man, you know me, always trying to stay productive, trying to keep pushing, trying to keep going. Yeah, man, you know, same old.
Yes, sir.
This week for me was a fallback week, man. I kind of fell back a little bit and just kind of was getting right spiritually. You know, we spoke last week about how just man, you know, it feels like, you know, been working. So I just definitely wanted to pull back a little bit this week and just get some things aligned spiritually. It's been a good week though, man. Definitely been a real good week.
Okay. Yeah, man. Sometimes you do, man. Sometimes you gotta pull back. You dig, and just kind of assess things. You dig, and keep your spirit up. You know, a lot of times, we've kind of forget that. Just going through days. Everybody works, so it's real easy to just let time pass you by. It's real easy just to let time go through. You look down, working, then you look back up, man. It's almost time to go. It's like, man, what? I ain't even get a chance to really be conscious. When you're in that hustle mode, you're just on the go, just kicking it. So it's always good, man. Like I was talking to my coach, and he always told me, find some time to just reflect. And it could be anytime. It could be 2 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I mean, it could be 30 seconds. Just whatever you can, just whatever you've been doing throughout the day. Just reflect on it. See where you are. Spiritually. See where you are. Just mentally, honestly, too, man. Just kind of stop time for a little bit, just for yourself. So I dedicated myself to just spend a little bit of time a day, because it's kind of hard, when you're working and stuff. So I want to make sure I do that. And if anybody else, like I said, interested in all that, hey, that's what we're here for. That's what we do. And shout out to my boy Jabari, man. Agree. I know you gonna have the turtleneck season going on, dog. Big facts, man. Shout out to my man Jabari out here. Yeah. So honestly, man, really what I had going on was of course, working. This week it's been a heck of a couple weeks for me, man. I've been feeling like a lot of my days, everything has been purposeful. I'm talking about from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed, every little thing has been counting, and just it's been just going like that. My weekends are full, which you already know. So, that's pretty much what it's been for me. But I think it's paying off, because when you go that long, just like you said, that grind, you just going, sometimes it just kind of feels like, man, what's going on? Like, where's the time going? So now I feel like I got a lot done today. Because I've been prepping for it this whole couple weeks. You dig what I'm saying? And I actually got that time to get everything kind of knocked out and checked off the list. Research, checked off the list. You dig, just accomplishing a lot of work, and then just tapping in with people. So yeah, it's been one heck of a couple of weeks, dog. For sure.
Yeah. I hear you. I was telling you this morning how I've been back on my nighttime grind. I do some work with the group homes. I'm a residential counselor.
Okay.
And,
yeah.
Yeah, man, and I was telling you, it was it just was one of the young men just had a real bad cough, man. It crept on me. It threw me by surprise. I come in at night,
Mhm.
so I didn't have I didn't have any cues or any warning at what I was walking into. So long story short, man, I also mentioned how I could feel, with my respiratory system when things are going south for me,
Mhm.
and I really didn't have much contact with the young man, but I remember just having him in my vehicle, So just to kind of segue into our topic for the night, I definitely, just my immune system and some of the steps and some of the things I took, because as we just kind of mentioned, man, we like to be productive. I like to be productive as possible. Yes, I'm doing some things, stepping back and tending to my faith, but definitely still like to be productive. So yeah, man, I just felt it coming in my throat. I felt, my throat first, and then I remember, man, this young man was just coughing, 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 and so yeah, some of the things I instantly started doing was I just wanted to kind of keep it moving. I wore my mask. I tried to go to the gym, and just do some things to kind of sweat out, some of the toxins. But yeah, just keeping it moving was definitely one of the top things that I seen when I looked up, ways to strengthen your immune system. So so yeah, so I know I took us right in there, man. We was talking
I was
about
just about to say, dog, you actually covered the first the first segment, big dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, strengthen your immune, you know what I'm saying? Strengthen your immune system. And so pretty much that's the first segment of the topic. Um, and you actually covered it right there, man. Like you said, sweating it out. You dig, pointing out when you feel something, you dig, and stepping on the gas to go ahead and just take care of that real quick, because if not, you might mess around 2 days later, you really coughing, you know what I'm saying? You really sneezing. You dig what I'm saying? So
oh
I
yeah.
think those two are super important, you know, attacking the situation right now, soon, sweating it out, because we all know this season you're gonna see a lot of what? Sneezing, coughing, germs, like you said, taking necessary steps. If you know you're gonna be out in public, go ahead. You may need to take a mask because you just don't know what you're walking into, especially during this season. Because if not, you're gonna walk into something and you never know. Somebody mess around, you shake somebody's hand, dog. You don't know if they've been sneezing, whatever. Like you see them coming across the hall, it's like, oh, I'm walking into a sickness a sickness center. Let me go ahead and prepare myself because I know what happens. Contagious things happen. So like I said, you can't really prepare. The only thing you can do really is, like you said, take precautionary steps. Take your sanitizer. You dig. Take your mask, especially during the season. Sometimes you may need to have to bring some gloves. It's getting cold, so it's honestly good to go ahead and start picking up some gloves anyway. You dig? So I wholeheartedly agree with you. And what I was going to say, I was going to add to that, with sweating, sweating it out, working out. You can work out. I would recommend working out even outside. Get some sunlight, get some vitamin D. You dig? Because again, we need that sunlight to get that energy. And having that energy helps kick out whatever sickness you got going on. If you sick now, maybe you waited too late. I get that too. Or if you caught it soon enough, go ahead, sweat it out. Put your toboggan on, get your thermal on. You know what I'm saying? Put your jogging pants, go run. You know what I'm saying? Get that sweat out there. You'll get that out. You dig what I'm saying? And layer up, because if it's windy outside and you sweating, right, and you that cold wind, hit you, you want to make sure you layer up real good, and just sweat it out. I even recommend sometimes, if this works for you, sweat in your sleep. I wear like a separate thermal to sleep, with some joggers on, and I make sure I just sleep and sweat it out if I can. That's, again, some people think that's excessive, and that's fine. You don't have to do that, but I do, just because if I know I'm getting sick, I know I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm also say, to to add into it to fast. You know, fasting, I think people sleep on that because think about when you go to the doctor. Before you get blood work done, what they tell you to do? They tell you to fast for 8 hours. And the reason for that is because you have a lot of junk in your blood. You have carbs, you have sugars, you have everything in your blood. They can't even tell if you're healthy like that unless they move all that stuff out the way. So to make it easy, they tell you to fast so your blood will be clean. Your blood will be clean. And so, you know, one thing that, you know, we get is a lot of this mucus buildup, especially around this season. You know, when you cough and you you feel it right there. You know what I'm saying? You feel it lingering inside your body. Even though you can't see it, you know it's there because you feel it. You sniffing, you know, maybe congestion or whatever, all of that. That ain't nothing but mucus buildup. And honestly, it's there to kind of protect what it is that you might be digesting or whatever the case may be. You know, you might have touched somebody who got the sniffles. So I say fast. What I did was I went on a fruit fast. So I did mangoes, I did cantaloupe, grapes, and I took herbs. I took herbs like burdock root, sarsaparilla root. I know a lot of people on the sea moss craze, taking that sea moss, making tea. Actually, I'm drinking one now. I'm drinking elderberry tea, and elderberry tea boosts your immune system. You dig what I'm saying? It's packed with iron. You know, these things help move the blood. These things help get it going. You dig? So like think about when you're working out, you sweating, you know, you feel warm. That's your blood moving through your body. It's your blood moving through. You want to keep your blood flowing, keep it fresh. You know what I'm saying? That way that sickness, that way them, you know, white blood cells can fight it off, get it off. You know what I'm saying? So I say, you know, try to do some fasting with some really good herbs. Eat your fruit. You dig what I'm saying? I mean, you like you said, you pretty much covered it, man. Like you said, try to get it in quick, stop it quick, ASAP, before it gets bad, you know. And even if it does, even if it, you know, just let's say you just didn't catch it, right? We know it happens, right? It's already too late. You're sneezing, your throat scratchy, itchy, you can't barely talk, you know, you lose your voice. You know what I'm saying? Some people just get hoarse because that sickness already done kicked in, it's taking it away, you know. So I say really fast, you know, fast, get your vegetables, get your fruit, run, you know, work, you know, just try to work out, get some sunlight, feel alive. That's what I like to say, you know, move in the way that you want to be. So if you're feeling good, you know what you would do if you're feeling good. You would go out and you move around. So when you're feeling, you know, if you're feeling like that sickness or whatever, put you some warm clothes on, because we all know what happens when you get sick. You get cold. You know what I'm saying? I remember I was talking with my friends. They was taking a shower. They said, you know, when they felt that sickness coming on, they felt, oh, let me just take a shower, do whatever. They stayed in that hot shower for almost 30 minutes, dog. Boy, that hot water burning their skin. They like, man, I don't know what's going on, but this water ain't hot enough. Because they cold, dog. You know what I'm saying? Don't feel good. You dig? So, like I said, your body's earning for that. And the way that you do that is to go out and I ain't gonna say force it, but you know, you kind of want to go ahead and kick that in the high gear. Go ahead and move. You know what I'm saying? Put your thermal on, get your toboggan on, get your leggings on, go outside. You know what I'm saying? Do something. Go run, get your sweat on, go take a shower, go rinse that off. Take you some herbs, fast, drink your water, keep your fluids, juice. You dig? Keep your fluids, keep it everything running, but you want to fill your body with something that's good. Vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin K, all these things, they help fight against these bacteria, these viruses, these things that make you feel bad, right? So you want to do good. Like they said, if you feel good, you do good. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what I like to add on top of what you said. I think what you said is like the absolute first steps. Catch it quick, sweat it out, do something. You dig? And then after that, polish it with, you know what to eat. Get your veggies, get your fruits, get your herbs. You dig? And feel it for what you need it for. You know, obviously consult with your doctors too, because some people may not be able to eat or drink some certain fruits, because I get it. Some people are just allergic. So always consult with a dietitian. I actually know a dietitian. So if y'all don't have one, tap in with the Rise and Rise Academy. We'll get you set up with one ASAP, especially if you're here in the Charlotte region. I talked to a couple people. Matter of fact, they work at the Y, the one of the Keith. Yeah, she real cool, man. She real good. But yeah, dietitian. I got a couple of them, you know, off the gate. So yeah, tap in, y'all.
Okay. Yeah, you kept hitting on those herbs, man. Just my general thought And I know I've mentioned turmeric before. That's good with inflammation. And like I said, one of my first signs was it felt like my throat was inflamed. So I have access to a juicer, and a good juice that I had, it consisted of carrots. I think I used about 2 carrots, 2 oranges, a lemon, some ginger. Ginger is real good for your immune system.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
that turmeric, I love that turmeric, man.
Mm.
Every time I hear inflammation, when I think it to use it, I get confirmation. I was in the right area. Like I said, it felt like my throat was getting inflamed. And if you get those
Mm.
cold and flu symptoms, if you're able to catch it, you might feel that, first in your throat. And like I said, and you've been mentioning it too, man. I'm a firm believer. If you start hitting that thing right where when it's weaker, you'll have a better chance. That thing hurts when it's at max potential. So like I get the cues. I feel it, and I feel it. So you see, I have my juice. This is one of my second juices. I kind of slowed down, like you said. I slowed down on eating right when I seen it. It's fresh to me. So now I'm just kind of reacting, and that was a great topic for tonight. Because I'm actually firsthand in the mix, and I feel I
Yeah,
feel I feel great. Yeah, a little on and off, but like I said, I know, in just sharing this is cold and flu season. I seen a gentleman the other day. He had this big mask over his face, and he was like, he reminded me. He said, even in some other countries, they just protect themselves, especially around this season with those face masks. So just in case anybody coughs, this is aside from COVID or anything else. Just that face mask is a barrier, to kind of help you with your immune system. So
absolutely, man. Hey, you was really kicking them gems, dog. I was like, dang, this dude coming in here with the flame, like you said. And I remember whenever you was telling me, I was like, dog, well, this is gonna be the perfect segment. You dig? And I would ask you, I said, hey, what you think, man? What's the topic? You was like, hey, man, we need some of that immunity, dog. You feel me? So I knew it was gonna be a real good segment right here, dog, for real. And as you can see, man, we got a very special guest right here, man. Hey, listen, this is a long time friend right here, man. I call him Rasta. You dig? Me and him got that respect going on. You dig what I'm saying? George Cox right here, man. So, man, welcome to the show, man. I appreciate you. We done talked about this anyway. It's here, dog. You feel me?
It's here. It has
It's
begun.
here, boss. Yes, sir. How you feeling?
Outstanding, always. And yourself, my brothers.
Hey, man, for sure, man. We highly blessed and favored, man. That's my man Showtime. You dig what I'm saying? We've been rocking for a minute. You feel me? So it's an honor, man.
yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah, I decided to get right here instead of trying to go out to the 601 house because, I looked at the time and I said, well, I'd rather just come right over here in my little shop and dojo next door attached to the house here instead of the house out at 601.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Thanks,
yes, sir.
Thanks to be here, brothers. Thank you. Thanks for the invite.
Absolutely. No doubt, man. You actually came in perfect timing because we were just going over just some of the strengthen immunity systems, just kind of what we can do. Showtime had a really good starter, man. He caught it early to where, like, how you feel it coming on, like, that cold feeling coming on,
right?
That cough, right? So he was like, oh, I'm already feeling it. Let me go ahead and just get the sweating it out. Let me go ahead, just get it all out, right? And I came back, with the fasting, making sure you're taking your herbs. You dig what I'm saying? Just make sure you have your fluids, get your vitamin K, vitamin C, vitamin A, vitamin D, everything. Just fuel your body with those right things that is going to help you out. You can tell because it feels good whenever you eat it, right? Not necessarily going for taste, but I'm talking about your body will appreciate you. You dig what I'm saying? So those type of things, they just kind of help promote good health intentions, good health habits. So that way your body can say, okay, well, let me go ahead and fight this thing off and get it out the way. You dig what I'm saying? So you came in perfect time, man. So, what kind of tips would you give, for someone like yourself when it comes to, strengthening your immune system? If you're not feeling too good, what does Rasta digest and what does he do to boost that immune system?
Well, I tell you, one of the things that I've found to be most prudent for staving off things of that nature, I started back in '03 to between '03 to '04. I was battling something, and I had to do chemo for that year. And I was introduced to a thing called H2O2 at the time, which is basically food grade peroxide. It's not the stuff that's in the little brown bottle, but that's a derivative of it. You're talking about something with a 32 to sometimes higher percentage volume, and it's food grade, so of course it's digestible. Actually, one of the greatest things about it, it allows so much oxygen to go into the bloodstream when you take it, that it actually goes in and it produces or multiplies every oxygen molecule by 10 times. So along with fighting off things by just the sheer, I guess you could say, amount of oxygen that's in the body, which, that takes care of a lot of things. And it also gives you that energy. You're going to feel that boost without the energy drinks and all these things, which are not healthy for you, and that's a whole nother thing. But it also goes in there. What it does to, imagine what just the hydrogen peroxide does to a cut or a wound. That's something that you've been doing since you've been a youth. You clean it out. Now imagine that in a higher strength in a food grade, where you only drop, say, maybe 4 to 5 little droplets into a bottle of water. Now you have to take it on an empty stomach, or if you have something in your stomach, you wait approximately 2.5 to 3 hours so you don't have any problems with indigestion from it. But it takes you to a whole nother level, and it starts weeding out things that are in there. Along with that, on the same note as peroxide, now the stuff that's in the little brown bottle, I noticed that this time of the year and a little bit earlier and sometime throughout the years, I've been plagued with like earaches, ear infections. One of the keen things that I've noticed that, okay, it's an orifice, obviously, when it comes to your ears. And a lot of people sometimes tend to neglect that because it can link to your sinuses, ear, nose, and throat, basically. That's why there are, medical facilities for such. I'll go in, do a little bit of the brown bottle peroxide, a few droplets, just maybe a cap full or less, into the ear, laying on that side so it sits in there. It almost does the old volcano thing with vinegar and peroxide.
It fizzes out.
Yeah. That's coming out, and that's a cleanser. And without going ahead and doing the product to it, these little things right here are a marvel. I've been using them for years. I know you guys have. I know you, young Rasta, you're familiar with the ear candles, but this is a jewel, because by putting this in the ear with a little pan or something like that, lighting it, you'd be surprised of how much earwax comes out of that orifice of your ear. Now, if that's coming out, then that's taking out all the stuff that's been in there. And then with the ear obviously being a cavity with wax, it's going to harbor and hold all these impurities, all these allergens or allergens, rather, that we come in contact with. And that's where it starts. A lot of times, if you can stave off these allergies or these things that you're allergic to, the pollen and this and that, even sometimes, with it being airborne, you can get someone to sneeze and actually get some of that stuff, even with wearing the mask. Your ears aren't plugged. So therefore, you're going to have to extract that. Now, I have gotten out sometimes something about the size of a dime up to almost the size of a nickel or even a quarter, depending on how much stuff has been in there, because there is a bit of stuff that's inside here that's a collector. And this is all through osmosis. Like I said, it's goes into the ear, it's lit, then you are going to go ahead and it's going to actually pull this stuff out.
Pull it out, extract it.
Exactly. Yeah. If you, as the doctor would say, when it comes to mucus and wax and things of that nature, they'll hold these things, So also often we have not been really well versed on getting to the root of the problem. It's like anything else. If you take out where something is going to lie in it and stay there and grow, if you knock out that fertile ground for it, you're knocking out a lot of the possibility or probability of something coming in there for
Something
you.
coming in. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that was huge, dog. Like you put everybody on game because I'm gonna be honest, like I heard of that stuff, but I never really like did the research, fully into it. But like you said, it's important to extract all that stuff out. It's kind of like, like what you said, show when you come to sweating it out, that's a way to get the extraction out of you. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to that sickness, that cold, the mucus, like like Rasta was saying, you can sneeze it out. A lot of times, when we take these herbs, they make us cough, they make us go to the bathroom, right? So even when we like the urinate, that extracts that acid, that excess acid that makes us sick too. So we get it out by using the bathroom, excessive going to the bathroom, because we have to constantly just drain this mucus out. But which is why it's important to always stay hydrated and take your vitamins too, because when you do that, it's extracting everything, what I'm saying, the bad and everything that you taking in, right? So it's that way it's getting through your whole body. So like you said, when it comes to extracting it out, always make sure you're replenishing your body with something that's really good. Hence those vitamins, hence those herbs, things that's going to boost your oxygen. Like you said, Rasta man, there's actually a tea that's got riboflavin in it. And riboflavin is an increase in oxygen. It's like an oxidative. So when you drink these teas, you just feel like a breath of fresh air just hits you, right? You know what I'm saying? When I took that first tea, the riboflavin, I was like, yo, what just hit me, dog? Like I felt a good breath, because sometimes you get sick, you get short of breath. It's so much built up in your lungs. Sometimes it's just, sometimes you can hear people wheezing when they get sick. Not everybody, but sometimes it can get that way. It's a lack of oxygen. They can't get the full air like they need to. So taking those high oxygen teas, these things like that can kind of help decrease that shortness of breath, but just increase the oxygen so you can make sure you digest it all. You dig what I'm saying? Which is why it's important to drink this water as well, because it's got oxygen in it. Anything that's got oxygen, iron, these things, they help regulate that flow in your body and push that blood through, which is why iron is good. That's why I tell you to always take iron. But always keep in mind, it's about the source of iron that's going to be the benefit that you're going to take. I'm not going to say get here, what the doctors here say. They say, listen to your doctor too. But what I will say is the source of your iron is going to be one key to getting sick the better way, the best way possible. You dig? So, that's me though. I keep everything from a whole food plant-based perspective. You dig? So, people are going to feel different about it, which is fine, but yeah. So that was perfect. Right on time, Rasta. Right on time.
Well, I missed that I came in and I didn't check out Showtime's advice on that when it comes to sweating out, because that takes me back, back to when I was youthful, man, because we believed in that. Just like you started getting sick, you put on that shirt and you put on that sweatshirt and you got in bed, you covered up, you sweated out.
Yeah. See, I covered that too.
My thing, the only thing that I finally found out, I said, oh my gosh, yeah, that worked out really good with me, except for like when I started sweating. And I get this perspiration going on, and the next thing I know, I've gotten some of it inside my ear. And once again, that's kind of like out with the bad and then back in again. And of course, I mean, both of you brothers know that when you're excreting something from your body, those are your toxins, your waste, be it however you do it, through perspiration, urination, or what have you. It does double the toxicity, because then you're sweating it gets back in your ear, and the next thing you know, you wake up, you're like, oh my gosh, what is going on here? So therefore, you just have to go ahead and just kind of block out all of that toxicity from any orifice of your body. So once again, I have to say kudos to both of you brothers talking about sweating it out. It's old school and true.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I like to get, man, takeaways from every episode. You mentioned something. You were saying about less than a capful of that peroxide in the ear. Is that one of the things that a cleanser? Can you go into that a little bit more? I know that's a good one.
Absolutely, yes. When it comes to the brown bottle, approximately 7% H2O2, just hydrogen peroxide. Yeah, if you take the cap of it, take about a cap to a half a cap. When you're lay over on your side, pop it in there. And once you get it in there and you sit for a bit, let it stay in there until it stops bubbling. because I guarantee you when it comes out, you will be amazed of the foam that comes out and everything that it's extracting. And that peroxide is going in there and catching everything that the mask doesn't catch. Everything that you may do an airborne type preventive to, to catching something or to coming in contact with something like that, a prevention from it getting into your body. But there's so very little attention paid to that major orifice of the ears, because that's going to hit your throat, your sinuses, sometimes even in the eyes. I mean, when you get something like that, a toxicity that can enter the body, be it, like I said, sweating, and it gets into your ear, and that's your own stuff that your body is expelling. Your body's like, we got to get this out. That's what it is. Be it a fever, be it you working out in the gym, like young Rasta's always doing, all of that good stuff.
Okay. All right. Any precautions?
Yeah, so
it's safe, right? There's no precautionary measures or anything. I guess I feel like I've heard it mentioned before, but you broke it down, and I definitely want to. It's something I need to incorporate.
It's something new, right?
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, there's no problem with it. I've noticed a bit of the, not to sound like the conspiracy theorists or something like that, but I've noticed even when it comes to some of the sites I've gone on, and there are doctors and there are medical people that try to attack H2O2. And basically because that's back in the early 1900s, like the 20s and so forth, that it came out. But henceforth, here's the thing that no one can go ahead and actually charge you an ungodly amount for it, because hydrogen peroxide does not have a patent on it. There is no one that can claim it. So therefore, it can't be like, okay, well, it has to be sold like this at the pharmacy, blase, blase, blase. So there are a lot of people that discredit it medically sometimes, quote unquote, because they can't make money off of it. They can't push that drug. They can't say it's a prescription. It doesn't have a side effect. But by the same token, I have some information. I will go ahead and share it with Kobe also. And of course, he'll get it to you as well, Showtime. There have been doctors who have had situations. There's one particular doctor, he had no problem with he and his wife actually putting it out there in the medical world. There was a patient that he'd been treating with all the conventional means of how to handle gangrene. And it was to a point where his patient was going to lose his foot. So there was nothing else left for him to go ahead and try the H2O in soaking. And you can also take the H2O2 food grade and apply it into a foot bath, into the bath itself, and it will actually go into the body. Now, there was a doctor, he's still out here in Union County. I went to him, and he's homeopathic, and he actually had a setup in front of this mansion that he has out here in Union County, where there are medical tables there and IVs. He has the oxygen chamber and everything else. And he was one of the first people that I encountered that was actually doing the IV of the H2O2 food grade. Now, that in itself is a supersede when it comes to cleansing of the body. I mean, you instantly feel it. I mean, when you do it with just like with a bottle of water, you take about, like I said, approximately 5 drops in it when you start it. I always recommend to people, I said, okay, don't go out and try to run the Boston Marathon, triathlon afterwards, because you're going to feel that energy. You're going to be like zoom instantly, because you're not going to get the fatigue. You're not going to go ahead. I cheat and use it for the gym sometimes, because I want to go ahead and naturally have the endurance that I would not have. And we both know, especially you, Kobe, that when the muscles are deprived of oxygen from working out, the first thing that wants to do is get sluggish. You want to slow down. You don't have enough in there. You don't have anything in the tank. Now, the food grade peroxide itself will fill you up. You will get a full tank of gas then. I guarantee you. But I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's one of the best, well-kept secrets, I like to say, because we as a group, we don't hear about these things. I was introduced to it because I was told, okay, by my doctor, you're going to feel sluggish doing, with the chemo. man, I was out working every day. You know, I was doing a full day of work. There were people saying, I don't see how you're keeping up with it, man, like this, you know. And I'm like, sometimes I still amaze myself. I'm over 60 and I'm out there getting it sometimes in the gym, and I'm looking around. There's some cats in there that are like, 20 years old or in their 20s or early 30s. And, I'm going full blast after a full day of everything I have to do. And they're like Kobe said, they're like wheezing, they're like, I'm like, wow, okay. I just want to be an advocate for it, but I believe that with what I'm doing and the lifestyle that I'm into and the things that I'm doing that's new and on the horizon, that I'm just blessed to have a stage later on to where people can see and they can say, well, you know what, that old man, he's kicking it. So but yeah, Showtime, by all means, I'm telling you, you will definitely see a difference with the peroxide treatment in the ear. Now, just keep in mind, the ones that you digest is the food grade. The one that you go ahead and you put in your ear is the little brown bottle.
Yeah.
I will get with Kobe, so you don't have to go ahead and purchase it. I'll get with Kobe, put some in a jar for both of you guys, and you can try it. And we're working on out. We might even meet up someplace, and I'll go ahead and do the same treatment that I recommend, because I do the peroxide in the ear first, then come back in with the ear candle. And I mean, you're talking about almost 90 to 95%. Anything that was in there is now gone.
Yeah,
prevention is the best cure.
I put some information in the back chat for you, Show. There was it's undark.org. They talk about food grade hydrogen peroxide. It's crazy. They even have this in stores.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just did kind of like just a quick search and stuff, but it can cure a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I have to do like a deeper dive, on it, but it is a real thing, and it's still even new to me, but the fact that it's here, but it makes sense too, because like I said, you want to make sure you're having oxygen in the body. You dig what I'm saying? And you want to make sure that you're having good iron in the body too, because that helps push that blood throughout your entire body. So if you combine it together, you're going to be pushing your blood through, but you have oxygen in it as well to go through your entire body. You dig what I'm saying? I was actually talking to a heart specialist, and that's what he kind of talks about, different things, when it comes to the ventricles and the veins, right? And the way the blood works, because your heart is the reason for pumping this blood throughout your entire body, right? So there are certain herbs that can help push nutrients through your entire body. You dig? But which is why it's also to have good oxygen and good iron, because that helps pushes it through the body at a faster rate. Like, like he was saying, man, because if you don't have that oxygen, you're gonna be tired. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna be sluggish, but if you got that oxygen, you live, you upbeat. And what that means is that blood is pumping through your entire body quick, right? So the certain herbs, I'm gonna give you an example, like Damiana. Damiana is a herb that pushes nutrients to your brain. So if you combine Damiana with oxygen and herb such as sea moss help to that brain, you're pushing iron and everything to kind of help get rid of these headaches, because a lot of those headaches come from all that mucus that build up. We get all tense. You can help release everything. So like you said, put that, what was it called? The earwax stick? I forget what it's called.
Okay,
it's just a candle, just an ear
candle.
candle.
Ear candle.
You can use that to help extract that out. So when you take those herbs, it makes it easy for it to kind of just get loose inside of your head. So when you extract it, it all comes out at a very easier rate. And that is how you start to feel better quicker. You dig? So when sometimes you take these herbs, sometimes you go to the bathroom accessible. That's good. Like you said, sweat it out. That's another way to get out. Sometimes you can cough it out. Sometimes when you cough, you got that phlegm sometimes gets stuck in your throat. Get it out. Get it out. That's your body's way of cleansing itself from the inside out, because like Ross would say, you got to extract this stuff some kind of way. And there's all kinds of different ways to get this thing out. So when you get it out of the body is when your body is beginning to heal. You're cleansing your body, and is when it's getting it out, that's cleaning your organs. You're cleaning your organs because a lot of that stuff is built up on your heart. I remember we were talking about how he showed me 2 pictures. I wish I'd have bought it here today. He showed me a picture of a heart of someone who, typically walks or runs, at least 10,000 steps a day, drinks water, stuff like that. And then he also showed me another heart who doesn't work out that much, maybe who digests, certain things, alcohol, tobacco, whatever, this heart was so big, it looked like a balloon, dog, compared to the other person's heart. And they both were almost like the same weight. It's crazy. A lot of that stuff. And when you have all that build up on your heart, it's hard for the heart to pump this blood through the body because it's got to go through all these. It's almost like a maze. You're making it harder for the heart to work. So it's got to work through all this stuff. And your blood, your body needs oxygen. And if your heart is so hard to pump it, how is it going to get there? It's slow to get there, slow to pump. So you have to cleanse a lot of this, mucus and fat and build up on your organs. We have to cleanse all that out. We have to cleanse everything out. And once we cleanse it out, it's got to come out somewhere. It's got to come out through your skin, sweating. It's got to come out through your mouth, when you're digesting some vitamins or whatever, and you have to cough it up. You got to use the bathroom, use it out. Whatever you can do, the body has to release these toxins some kind of way. So that way, now you can kind of revitalize the body by giving it good herbs. Like you even said yourself, like ginger, that's a revitalizing herb. That's a revitalizing herb for your stomach to give it the nutrients that it needs to maintain its weight because it's got to be cleansed. Once it's cleansed, you can revitalize it by taking your ginger, because when they tell you when your stomach is a little upset, you need that ginger to help relax it. So that's what these coolers are for. These coolers are here to kind of help relax everything. You dig what I'm saying? That's like a full, cleanse. I guess that's like an alkaline cleanse. So that's one of the things Dr. Sebi talked about was a lot of the alkaline cleanse. You have to cleanse your organs, cleanse your blood, then revitalize it once everything is cleansed. You dig what I'm saying? So that way you can get that full healing, a complete healing, so you can get it out. I remember one time he talked about sometimes, man, he seen patients like Ross was saying, sometimes the mucus will come out their ears, sometimes it come out their nose, sometimes it come out their eyes because it's so accessible. It's so much in access because they were just that sick. So when you get it out, sometimes it comes out of these places, but it's needed for the body to heal the way it's supposed to, so you can start to feel good. You dig? And that's one thing that it really, really talks about. So I want to make sure that was like, and I think, Rasta, that's pretty much what you're saying when it comes to taking the hydrogen, just taking the oxygen, right? And in small doses, like you said, it helps get rid of a lot of that extracted out of the body. I think you're on mute, Rasta. I think you're on mute. Hey, Show, can you hear him?
Nah, I think he on mute.
Yeah, you on mute. Try to, yeah. All right, go ahead. Yeah, it's still on mute. You might want to, let me see. Yeah, it's still on mute, Rasta. Try to come out the studio and then click on my link again to get back into it and see if that'll help. Sometimes, the StreamYard does that sometimes. So try to close out and then come back into it, and then I'll let you back in. Yeah. I think he might be having, because he's using a phone. Sometimes it'll go in and out sometimes.
Okay. We'll give him a second. I just wanted to I know one of my statements I wanted to just say, to sum it up, you're gonna take this one or two ways. It's cold and flu season. Either you ever see that person that's kind of, every time you see them, they're always sick every season, or every time you see them, they're breathing funny. Me personally, like, I'm rarely sick. And I state again, so you take it one or two ways. There's those people that, feel that sickness coming on, and you don't do anything, you don't switch up anything, and then it hits you harder. That's how I kind of look at things when they attack your immune system. Either you fight back or you let it beat you up. And I've been beaten up before where it took me out about 5-6 days, man. And as a dad and as a husband, not being productive, man, for me, that's so as for me, I want to fight back, so I sum it up with that. You know, one or two ways. Either you're gonna fight this thing back, you're gonna do these things to strengthen your immune system.
Yep.
I've learned a new one, like always, you know, just making sure you're taking care of you know, that wax, that mucus buildup in your ears too. You know, that was a good gym.
That was.
Juicing, yeah, juicing, fasting,
Yeah.
herbs, you know, all types of different things that's going to strengthen your immune system. That's going to be a deciding factor on whether or not this sickness has you out of work or out of your favorite thing, out of your activity, out of your involvement with your family, you know. So those are those deciding factors. Like I said, I hit the ground running. We was texting this morning, Kobe, and I'm like, no, man,
Yeah.
I'm running. I'm gonna hit this. I'm gonna make me a
Yeah.
couple juices. I'm gonna keep fighting. I'm gonna stay active. I'm gonna stay moving. I'm not
For
gonna be
sure.
dormant. But yeah, so we
Yeah,
good.
man. Hey, I'm gonna say like Quincy said, man, fasting is awesome, dog. Like, you know, and when you're taking these herbs, when you're sweating it out and stuff like that, man, not only will you feel better, man, but you know, what you're doing is you're actually flourishing your body. Sometimes when you keep going, your skin start to clear up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you start to kind of shine a little bit brighter. You dig what I'm saying? You know,
Yes.
sometimes, you know, when you kind of, you know, move around, you don't hear no popping joints anymore. It's like, wait a minute, you know, I wasn't feeling good. You know, I know I had some popping joints, but now I feel like somebody put some oil sticks on these joints. You dig? I'm feeling a little, you know, like I'm ready to move. You know, for some reason, you kind of get a little bit more access energy. You dig what I'm saying? So, you know, when you're doing and taking these herbs and running and getting all this out, not only are you starting to feel better, actually, if you keep going, you're kind of flourishing your body. You know, your hair start to get a little long. You dig what I'm saying? Like you start to kind of really, you know, flourish out. You see how long roster hair is, man. This is a long time of good eating, good drinking, like you said, dog.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of flourish a little bit. You dig, you know, you start to do better in the bedroom, these little things like that. So, hey, I'm gonna just say it like that, dog. You can fast, you can take it, you know, whatever, start to feel good, and just so happens the side effect of it is you might turn into a superhero. I don't know, man. You might start flying. Who knows, man? For real, you dig? So, you know, we're not saying this because, you know, to make you feel good. You know, we really talking some good game because, you know, I think every person on this panel has flourished. I already know Showtime, you don't flourish. You dig? You know, I don't have some good wins. You know, Ross, you've been flourishing for a long time. So, you know, that's why it was a blessing to even have you on tonight, man. You know, I really appreciate you kicking these gems, like you said, man, just giving new things. Cause like you said, you know, the whole the peroxide, you know, the hydrogen peroxide thing, you know, the ear candle, you know, I think somebody actually said it, you know, right here on the comment. It said good info. I've heard of people using a candle to drain out earwax as well. So this is not this is clearly something that's been talked about. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, you're bringing something new to the community, man. You know, you always a part of Rise and Rise Academy, man. You know, for sure. Always love seeing you, man. Oh, I think he might have went out. I was saying, I know he's using his phone, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'll give him a little bit of time to kick in, man. But yeah, I think I agree with you showing those words, dog. You know, you take how you take it, you know. We're gonna fight it, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit up here and when I feel them a little bit of cold, you know, we already on it. You dig? We already starting to fast. We starting to, you know, kicking the sweat out. You know, we doing everything we can, you know, to make sure we feeling better. You know, because I think we both done been on here. You know, we might not be feeling the best, but I don't think anybody really knew that. You know, because we already starting early. We like, all right, we know what we need to do. Let's kick it in. You dig?
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like when I start to feel like lazy. I already know, like, all right, I'm starting to feel tired. Let me go ahead and do something. Let me go outside. Let me go for a walk. Like I for some people who like have a white collar job, they in the office, you know, sitting in the cube or whatever. You know, sometimes you get a little tired. You sitting in that desk all day, having your shoulders all brunched up. You know, you know, you actually start to do things to kind of help wake you up. You dig what I'm saying? Sit up, you know, chest right, you know, posture. I tell my clients this, you know, when they working out, they breathing all hard, they leaning over, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, nah, you know, sit up, get that good lung, you know, get that air. You feel me? Ain't no air when you doing like you crunching over, you crunching your lungs down. Nah, expand that. You know what I'm saying? You know, lift your head up. That breeds confidence. You dig? You know, when you walk with a sense of confidence. You feel better, right? So when you move your body in these certain positions, you know, that just demands respect. That just demands health. You know what I'm saying? It tells your brain to just feel better. It tells your brain, you know what I'm saying, ignore that. We're going to get rid of that, you know, so that way you can start to do better. When you put your body in these positions, you start to feel better, you start to do better, and it sends a good energy and a good signal to your brain that says, listen, I'm going to get better. I'm going to get healthy. You dig what I'm saying? And a lot of people who have that thought process, like you said, they don't get sick like that. Like you said, bro, you don't get sick like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like nobody can even tell if you were feeling bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's because of how you carry yourself. And everybody can do that. That's something you can control. Anybody, when you start to sniffle, all right, go ahead. You know, go ahead, get that sweat out. It's like, all right, let me go ahead and go. Instead of just hunching over, feeling all bad, you know, just looking bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, move around. Move around. You know what I'm saying? Don't let that affect you. You know what I'm saying? You already know what you need to do. Take your meds, you know, get your good meds, get your good oxygen, get your take your herbs, drink your teas, right? All of that, drink your water, feel good, put the good stuff in your body. Like I remember when I got COVID, dog, that the first couple of days I just had a headache. So I'm like, you know what, let me just kind of chill, take a bath, rest, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And I wasn't terrible, but the worst day was like on the third day. And all I did was sit back and chill. I ate some kale, dog. I ate good. I ate good. I had some good vegetable lentil soup. You dig? I was drinking my water. I had my herbs, bro. I was chilling. That next day, I felt so good. I said, you know what? I'm not gonna push it, but I'm gonna go outside and I'm gonna go for a walk. I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying? And once I went outside and got that sun, started to breathe in, I said, you know what? I felt all right. You feel me? So, you know, I did a little trot. You know, so I started to do a little jog. You know, I actually got a decent work right after COVID, like just the next day. So I'm just saying this isn't a testament. Now, granted, of course, I've been working out, whatever. But listen, COVID will take you out. COVID still hurt me too. You dig what I'm saying? But hey, that's just a testament to anybody who wants to try to get better. Those things, what we're all saying, these things help breed success. These things help get rid of these toxins out of our bodies. You know what I'm saying? I think I learned from both of y'all brothers today, you know, and this is just helping me kind of keep going and keep thriving and really keeping this channel up because I think people needed to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, there's going to be times where somebody going to get sick or they're going to feel that little, you know, that cough, anything like that, right? So I think they should watch this segment multiple times. I'm going to go back and watch it, you know what I'm saying? Because I probably missed something, you dig? So, I mean, I think those is coming my final takeaways. So, Rasta, typically what we do, man, we like to do takeaways as a reflection, you know, of the show. You know, so I'll leave the final words with you, man. What are some takeaways that you took away from the show today?
I felt more confirmation. You know, it's always good to have these things, and I applaud both of you brothers for the movement that you're bringing to the people because it takes that type of interaction, you know, and it's like that. You know, once you know, then you teach also. You know, it takes that to get around. You know, it's nothing that you hide under a bush. You're supposed to put this on out with good health and everything else. I mean, you know, you don't want to walk around and just have people like, my gosh, look at this guy. He's in the greatest of shape. You know, you share that with them because unless you live in a bubble, so the less contaminants that you have around you, the less airborne that you have around you, the better that you are. But you're going to encounter these things anyway. I mean, as recently as just a few weeks ago, at the end of October, I found myself getting that little like, oh man, I'm feeling this. My ears are bothering me. I know if that bothers me, then it's going to be a bit of time before my sinuses, or I'm going to sneeze or cough or what have you. So I immediately started in, and also another thing, Showtime. When it comes to that, once you put that peroxide in your ear from the brown bottle, you letting it stay in there. When you turn over, you know, by all means have something to catch it, a white towel or something like that, and a paper towel or something, because it, you know, it is going to go ahead and take the color out of something that, even if it's color fast. So you want to put that on there. And when you turn onto the opposite side to put it in the other ear, that's actually draining. Another good thing to help wick it out. Also, if you're not going to do the ear candles that same time, which I always recommend doing both of them in conjunction, put a little bit of cotton in there because it will wick it on out also. You don't want to get it to a point to where it's coming on out. You want it to get all the way on out there. You don't want to get right at the cusp of it. You want it to go ahead and fully get out of your body. I will say this too, Kobe, when you were speaking of the heart surgeon or the heart doctor, I myself would got a personal thing when it comes to that, because I had a cousin of mine, almost 25 to 35 years ago, he expired. He was a player for the Miami Dolphins. He was a football player, and it was because of a heart complication. It was an enlarged heart, and it wasn't detected. You can look like you're healthy on the outside. You know, you could be 200 plus pounds like myself, 6'1", 6'2", but what's going on the inside is where you really have to take heed to. You know, it's like people say, it's not the year and make of a vehicle, but it's the mileage and the maintenance on it.
Absolutely.
We can apply that to the car. We need to apply it to ourselves as well. So my takeaway from this podcast was that, you know, it's just really good being in the company of two very informative brothers that we can all speak on these things. We can have a healthy, knowledgeable think tank.
Absolutely, man. And I I wholeheartedly agree, because, you know, I think that's one testament to what we do here, man, at Rise and Rise. You know, we show the workouts, you know, we show the food and everything, you know, but I tell people too, man, I don't just train for just the outside. You know, I care about what's on the inside, you know, and I already know Show will agree with 100%, man, because, you know, you want to make sure you look good on the inside and out. But I wholeheartedly agree that, you know, if you change your inside, your outside will follow. You dig what I'm saying? I think, you know, I go for longevity, you know, and it's really about, you know, having your organs clear, making sure that your blood is flowing right. You know, when you go to the doctor and you get that blood work, it feels good to hear your doctor say, man, we found nothing. We found nothing, man. You know, this is our health scale, and you're in the lines of your good health. It feels good when you hear the doctor say, man, you're in good health, man. You rocking. You know what I'm saying? It does. It really do feel good, man. And I know sometimes, man, it may go sideways to some people, but man, that's a big thing. You did, because we can't see what's inside of us. We don't know. We know what's going on the outside, and we just know if we feeling good or we not feeling good. And sometimes, like you said, Ross, you can feel good. Something's still going on that you don't even know about. So it's good to go get these, you know, go get these physicals, go get these exams, you know, go ahead and get that stuff done, because you need to know what's going on with you. Everybody's different. You know what I'm saying? Some people may have that high blood pressure. Some people may have, you know, something else going on, but you don't know what you don't know. So the best way is to really just go find out. You dig what I'm saying? And that way you can at least have a starting point to say, well, look, I want to feel better. I don't know what's going on. Well, go to the doctor, make sure that your blood work, make sure the inside work that you can't see, make sure that's done first. Because even though you may feel okay, you don't know what's going on the inside that you need to work on as well. You dig? Like Showtime said, if you can catch something early, man, that's going to be the best time to do it. The earlier you catch it, the better. So that way you can do something to get rid of it quicker. I know all of us know if you take your car to the shop consistently, you catch it quick before something break, and you take it, it's going to be way more expensive once it's broken. You dig what I'm saying? So we don't want to pay that hefty bill. We want to pay the little bit of maintenance that we're doing now. So when we catch something early, we can go ahead and fix it for the low. You dig? So, yo, that was a great segment, man, Rosson, for sure. I love it, man. So to the end of the podcast,
man,
you know,
I love the whole concept.
Oh yeah,
I cut you off, but when you said blood pressure, man, I'm like, man, I went decades from having to take high blood pressure medicine. I mean, there were times when I go into my doctor's. Long story short, I promise you, there would be times where it's like, okay, before you leave, we got to get that blood pressure down. So I'd have to stay there. But you know what? It's been, it's been over 6 months now since I've actually been taking my blood pressure medicine. I no longer have to take it. Now I've gone from.
That's a blessing, man.
More yeah.
That's a true blessing, man.
You're right.
You already know, man. Hey, that was that was a great segue right there, man. So Rasta. So what we like to do, when we end the segment, we like to say, when we're faced with a challenge, what we do. In Showtime, I typically say, we rise and rise. You dig what I'm saying? So I want you to kind of be a part of that. You dig what I'm saying? So when I say, when we're faced with a challenge, what we do. I want y'all to say we rise and rise, baby. You dig what I'm saying?
Yes, yeah. We rise and rise.
All right,
I'm going to get that quick plug in there for.
Go ahead. Yeah. This will be the time. Go ahead. Plug in anybody you want to plug in, man. Make sure y'all go follow Rasta, man. George Cox.
Yeah. I want to go ahead and make sure I'm looking at the dates. I know it's going to be in January, but this is something right here when it comes to Opera Carolina and all at the Belk Theater and all. Just got finished doing Tosca, the Italian opera, and the next one is Porgy and Bess, which I'm trying to get this brother right here. He's been I've approached to go ahead and get him on the stage Showtime, and depending on your schedule as well, we could definitely go ahead and use another brother in there, but. Wanted to go ahead and say the next production of opera Porgy and Bess. We should start in the next month or so on rehearsals, and it'll be around January. Like I said, I just got finished with it. Shared a couple of things with my brother right there, and I'd like to go ahead, by all means, get him in this opera. I don't know what you like, but we'd definitely like to get you in there as well. There's something due to copyrights. I can't really speak on it, but there's a film on the horizon for yours truly, and I'd like to go ahead and keep you guys abreast on that when it does happen. Kobe's aware of it. We've been talking on it.
Yeah, but, for sure, man.
That's the plug I wanted to definitely go ahead and put in there because it'll be good to have another dread in there because the last performance there were two both of my costumes I had to put my dreads in my costume because they come past my knees, so it's like they're like, well, we've got a time in Italy right here where we don't really have any long hair dreads in that. So I was like, okay, so all right, here I am tucking this back here. It was hilarious. And when I share some of the photos with Showtime, he'll be like, man, where did he put that hair? I know. And it gets like this, and then it just keeps on going and just keeps on going. It just
it's long going. You see it?
So, yeah. Oh yeah. Let's go.
I had to hide that thing, man. So let's let the dreads come out and stand up and unite, even in the class.
For sure.
Sounds good.
Must be a lot gang in
and
the
we're
building.
Gonna get those healthy dreads.
That's for sure. Absolutely, man. That was huge, dog. So I appreciate that, man. Definitely, we definitely gonna be talking for sure.
Losing it,
Absolutely, dog. For sure, man. Hey man, we're gonna make sure we end the show right, man. So I appreciate everybody for watching. You know what I'm saying? We had a lot of people chime in today. So I appreciate every single one of you guys, man. I appreciate the panel, man. Showtime, I appreciate you, brother. You know what I'm saying? Rasta, respect always. You dig? Salute. You feel what I'm saying? So hey, when we're faced with a challenge, what we do?
We rise and rise, baby. We rise and rise. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Peace. We're going to stay tuned in. Again, we got next Wednesday at 7:40 p.m. Make sure y'all tap in. We're going to be live on YouTube. We're going to be live on Facebook. This is an amazing show, and we're going to keep this thing rolling. You dig what I'm saying? And we're going to give it to the people, man. So one love. Holla at y'all.